Honors Geometry, welcome to the video for 3-point exploration. None of you really know this about me, but I have loved exploring since I was a little kid. I loved it so much that even though I love sports, me and my best friend Joe, we used to sometimes when we were getting bored of something, we'd throw the football, we'd kick the soccer ball into the woods in my backyard. So it was lost. And then we'd have the adventures of Joe and Mr. Levine. That's right, I've been called Mr. Levine since I was a little kid. We'd have the adventures of Joe and Mr. Levine and go search for the football or the basketball or the soccer ball in our woods. That's how much I loved exploring, and that's what we're going to do today, talking about perspective drawing. And what you see here is two different perspective drawings. It's a picture or a drawing that looks 3D that's only 2D. And you see here we have one of the road. Let's say this is an example of when you're taking a road trip and you get bored and you want to draw a picture of what you see. Let's say you're taking a road trip. Let's say it's me, it's Rami, it's Michael, and it's Kelly. And we're taking a road trip to go see Taylor Swift concert. That's right. You thought I was done with Taylor Swift? I'm not done with Taylor Swift. We're going to see Taylor Swift concert, but we're bored because really, those three people, kind of boring people. I'm trying the best I can to make it fun. It's not working. So what do? I start drawing. And I'm going to teach you how to do perspective drawing today. I'm going to teach you one-dimensional, it's not one-dimensional, 1-point perspective and 2-point perspective. And so what I want you to do, if you know how to do this, you might have done this in an art class, or you might just have figured out how to do this on your own. Try to replicate this drawing. You can pause the video now and try to replicate it. I hope you did well, but what I'm going to do is show you 1-point perspective. And let's say we're making a building, this building over here on the right. Let's say we're making a box. Let's say we're starting a drawing, something with a square. The first thing you're going to do is draw a square. To save time, I will just make a square. Okay? The problem here, and why I'm going to get rid of it, is I want you to be able to see through this. So let me make my square clear. There we go. There's my square. That's the first step. The second thing you do is you draw a line, a straight line, anywhere because you're going to make your vanishing point. So I'm going to make mine right about here. And I'm going to put my vanishing point right anywhere on that. So let's make it actually right there. So now I have my line and I have my vanishing point. And what you want to do is use a straight edge to draw from each vertice of the square a straight line to your vanishing point. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. From each one of these, I draw a straight line to the vanishing point. Now, if you see from my drawing, you might not want to put your vanishing point so far to the right and more in the middle, or maybe more to the right, but this still works. You can see they're all in different spots. You don't want your vanishing point to be right over one of the sides of the square. You can see that lines will just overlap into each other. So once I have done that, the next step is to draw a box within these. And the way you do that is, and you can pick any spot you want again, and I'll try to do this one in red so you can see that they're different, is you're going to draw a parallel line to each one of these. And I can go anywhere. So let's say I'm going right here. I draw a parallel line to the top of the box, then, and I connect those two vanishing point lines. But remember, I have to do that for all of them. So then I come from here, and I go down, and then I come over to this side, and then I come straight up. Okay? So it's not perfect. you see it gets a little complicated and a little messy when I make this line over here. When I make this line over here kind of close to the other line, it kind of gets messy. But you can see the directions are up here as well on how to do it. The last step is you need to erase all the lines that are not a part of your two boxes. Okay? And the lines that are not a part of our two boxes are going to be here, here. You're just going to erase all these that are not a part of your boxes. Okay? Again, the more I look at this, the more it looks like I made a little mistake, and I think it's because these lines are close together, it threw me off. But step 1, step 2, and step 3, and step 4 are up at the top. And I think it's really close. The mistake, I circled them black again, is that those need to be straight lines. So we'll move on to 2-point perspective. And 2-point perspective, it's a different way to draw than 1-point perspective. So again, we need to start with something, and the thing we start with here is a horizon line. So I draw my horizon line. Then the next thing I draw is a vertical line. Again, I get to pick that spot, and then I'm connecting my endpoints to both parts of the vertical line. Just like that. And then similar to the 1-point perspective, I need to kind of draw in, and I get to pick 2 more lines that are parallel to that initial vertical line I drew. And again, you can use your protractor to measure. We taught you how to use your compass to make parallel lines. You can do either of those to make them parallel. And you're going to take straight edge again, and you're going to connect those 2 points through to that same vanishing point. And now you have your building. Now you have your building. Okay, so this looked off, and I paused the video and I went back and tried to figure out why it looks off. And it is because I put those in the wrong spots. I apologize. You're actually going to put these lines from here, from the top part of those lines through. And now you have your building. You do the same thing. You can erase what you don't need, and you can even put a little door. So let's say I want a door right here. I draw the first part of the door. I make my vanishing point. And again, I made a vertical line. You want a diagonal. Make your vanishing point, and then you can complete the door. And you got a nice little door. And that's how you're going to make a building. Okay, that's a way that you can start to make a building, to make it what you want to look like. Again, this is not necessarily easy, but it's a drawing that you can make that's a little more fun. So, the classwork for tomorrow, after we take the quiz, is going to be to do your own perspective drawing with either a 1-point or a 2-point vanishing point. And I have a whole bunch of examples right here. You have a chair. You can sit in that one. Here's kind of the building that we were making, but they did it a little bit differently. There's different shapes that are having vanishing points. There's a house that uses a vanishing point. There's a 2-point perspective with different shapes, so you can pause it on here and look at those and see which one you want to do. You can also do words. Here, L-Y-S-E. That might be a person. This is a different teacher's slideshow. So licey, lice. Wow, lice. I hope the person named Lice does not have lice in their hair. You also have love. This is going to be an interesting vanishing point to find. I think it's somewhere over here. And you could also do something like a street sign that they, you know how they write them on the street, and if you, depending on what angle you're looking at it from, it looks different. These use vanishing points as well. So you can do any of those three. You need to pick which one you're going to do. You're not going to watch the video in class, and the notes I want you to take are to maybe try one of the vanishing, the 1 or the 2 point that I did to show me that, and then I want you to write "Tickle Me Elmo" in the bottom right corner, and then I want you to draw a little picture of a bunny rabbit in the left corner. And that's going to be how you know, how I know if you watch the video. And now it's time to kind of go over the quiz. So if you feel like you're ready to rock this quiz, you can stop listening now. I'm not going to draw anything. I guess I'll go to a slide that has some pictures on it. I like these pictures. And the first question on the quiz will ask you to construct a line segment with a length 2AB. So it's going to give you a line segment. It's going to ask you to construct a line segment that's 2 times that length. For number 2, it's going to say to construct an angle congruent to angle P. So you're basically duplicating an angle. Number 3 says to construct an angle that has a measure equal to the sum of the measures of angle Q and angle R. So they give you angle Q, and they give you a different angle R, and they want you to construct an angle that has the measure of the sum of those. So you're going to duplicate angle Q, and then you're going to duplicate angle R using one of the 2 sides of angle Q as your base. Okay? Then for number 4, you divide segment S into 2 congruent segments. To divide something into 2 congruent segments, you have to do perpendicular bisectors. For number 5, you're going to construct perpendicular bisectors for all the segments of a hexagon. So all you're doing is construct a perpendicular bisector for each side of the hexagon one at a time. For number 6, it's going to give you, say, find BC in a triangle if AC equals 16 centimeters, and it gives you the perimeter. Nick, I wish you wouldn't knock on my door. You've almost ruined my video. Nick Jamga. Find BC if AC is 16 centimeters and the perimeter of the triangle ABC is 28 centimeters. So it gives you 2 congruent sides, and you're going to have to find the other ones. Construct the median, so you're going to have to know what a median is. Which distance is the shortest? Remember, that's going to be the perpendicular distance. That's number 8. The diagram below shows an obtuse isosceles triangle. Construct the altitude. You have to know how to construct an altitude. Construct an angle bisector. Given a 60-degree angle, how could you construct a 30-degree angle using only a compass and a straight edge? And then the last one is either pick 12 or 13, construct a rhombus, or construct a kite using the segments that you're given. That's it. Nick is getting impatient, so I guess I have to go. Have a good night.